It's now 5:01, and time for the September 11th, 1919 meeting of the Board of County Commissioners discussing the budget and proposed millage rates. Glad to see for the budget hearing a nice crowd. Thank you all for coming here tonight. We're going to begin with a moment of silent reflection for the first responders. This will be followed by an invocation led by Commissioner Fletcher, and then the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag led by Commissioner Zork.
In Jesus' name we pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for getting us all here safely. We know that we would not be here safely without all branches of our military and our emergency responders. So please keep watch over them as they provide for our every safety. We're also meeting today on the anniversary of one of the most horrific incidents that has taken place on American soil, an unconscionable act that we've all talked about throughout the day, reflected on the day, but some 18 years ago, there were families that were affected then and are affected now, so we ask for a special blessing for those families and just keep a watch for them to ensure that they find peace amongst themselves. As we go forward, we're looking at the budget today, and as we do so, we know that we're mere mortal individuals that are carrying out the work in the county's future. We're reminded of Proverbs 27:23, which, as we know, states that know well the conditions of your flock and give attention to the herds. Well, we're reliant upon our constitutional officers and all of our staff and our good stewardship to ensure that we meet those expectations. But we ask you for your understanding, your patience, and your guidance as we travel through this arduous task. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the flag and the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are now going to have a budget overview led by County Administrator Jason Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to provide a brief overview of the proposed 2019-20 budget. The total proposed budget is $367,725,135. That is a decrease of about $31 million from our March 31st budget. A more apples-to-apples comparison, though, compared to our beginning budget, which was $339,878,868, we are an increase of about $27.8 million from that. Just want to go over some of the significant items impacting the budget. We had a tax roll increase of 7% countywide. It was just a little under that in the unincorporated area, 6.97%. So thank Wesley Davis for that good work there. One of the things that impacts our budget as always, is the sheriff's budget. As we know, public safety is the top priority, and as a result, that's what we spend the most dollars on in our budget, as we should. The recommended increase is a $3.3 million increase from the current year budget. That is a little less than his initial increase of $3.8 million, so it's a little less than he wanted, but maybe a little more than I wanted. So we were able to compromise. So I want to thank the sheriff for that, and he did work with us, has worked with us for through the downturn to reduce his budget during the Great Recession there. We are continuing the funding of the school resource officers on a 50-50 split with the school district. As you know, that was a new expense this year to make sure that we've got those school resource officers in each of the schools per the requirements of the bill that was passed last year after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooting. Children's Services, we have an increase of about $400,000. This is the year 3 of our 3-year phase-in to the 1/8 of a mil. Health insurance, as you know, has had a significant impact on the budget. We're looking at a $1.9 million increase. As you know, we have implemented a significant premium increase on the employees, so that their portion is going up as well, and provided the 2 plans. So we have a 2-tiered plan, the gold and the silver plan, to provide those employees a lower cost alternative if they don't want to pay the higher premiums. There's a continued focus on the deferred maintenance and capital that built up over the downturn. In the total budget countywide, that's about $11.3 million that we have allocated for those. In the taxing funds, it's about $1.1 million. Conservation lands, as you know, we've been committing to increasing the improvements at the conservation land so that folks can get out there and enjoy those lands that we've purchased, and those were improvements that we were required to do. We do need to increase our maintenance of those items as well, so we've added 2 conservation land tax for a cost of about $92,000. We also moved that from the MSTU fund to the general fund, which is a more appropriate place for that. We have added we are recommending an additional ambulance at Station 5, which is the Winter Beach Station. Right now it has an ALS engine there, so that is 7 additional positions and a recurring cost of about $500,000 a year. Utilities Department, we have increased staffing to make sure that we are maintaining that infrastructure better, and we need the folks to manage those projects, the renewal and replacement projects, and also just increase staffing to serve the additional customers we've had. We continue to focus on technology, cybersecurity with those ransomware attacks. We've got an IT director recommended for the budget that will help us beef up our cybersecurity efforts, as well as unifying our GIS and our information systems and our telecommunications, which were in different areas previously. This will put them all under one place, under one umbrella. Total full-time positions, we have 37 full-time positions added in the BCC departments at a cost of about $2.5 million, and there are 3 constitutional officers positions for a total of 40 additional positions over the current year. One thing that I do want to mention, that at the budget workshop we did have an increase plan for the potential for mandatory garbage collection. And that was sent out on the trim notices. I want to thank Wesley Davis for working with us on that, as that was a quick turnaround time, and his staff worked with us tremendously to get that done in a short amount of time, so I want to thank him for that. As you know, we brought back an item in August and decided not to move forward with that, so the SWID rate will be the lower rate that was initially proposed at the workshop in July, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in SWID in the specific detail areas. So that is the summary of the budget overall. So with that, I will turn it back over to the chair, and then I think Kristen Daniels is going to handle the taxing funds.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. We're going to begin by going over the ad valorem funds. Just for information, there are 5 of these ad valorem funds: the general fund, the MSTU, the transportation fund, the emergency services district, and the land acquisition bonds 2004 referendum fund. But we're going to take the funds one by one, and if anybody in the audience has any questions as we go through, there'll be plenty of time for questions. So with the general fund, the proposed millage is 3.5475 and is a 7.97% above the rollback rate of 3.2856. The proposed budget is $98,852,233. I'd now like to open this up for any questions or comments from the public. Any questions for the public? If there are not, I'll consider any proposed changes to the tentative budget. If there are no changes, I'd be happy to get a motion to adopt the tentative millage.
Mr. Chairman, just, did you folks have questions about anything specific? Okay, 'cause this will start going kind of fast, so I just want to make sure if you had an issue you wanted to bring up, that you would be ready for it, okay?
Okay, if you do have a question, then please come up to the desk, give us your name and address, and we'll see what we can do to answer it.
Linda Masterson, 106 Blue Heron Way, Sebastian. There is an increase, I'm trying to find it right now, with a $451,000 for a,
The conservation lands.
correct.
I think is-
Where did, I was told that it was transferred in from another budget. What budget did that come out of?
So that was in the municipal services taxing unit before, the MSTU, which is a tax that you pay if you're outside of city limits. It's kind of the city for you if you're not in the city. We had it in there, but we determined it was more appropriate to have it housed in the general fund, as all folks in the entire county have the ability to access those properties.
Okay, but then where is that negative $451,000 in your budget?
So if you look at page 14.
Yep.
If you look at 210 Parks there, you'll see that it was 582,863 in the current year, and the new year amount is 0. So it decreased here, and then it increased in the other place.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from the public?
Mr. Chairman, with that, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion that we adopt the tentative millage rate of 3.5475, which is 7.97% above the rollback rate of 3.2856.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner O'Brien, second by Commissioner Fleischer. Any discussion?
Yes, one. On the emergency services vehicle that we have in there, is there any need to expedite the PO for that? Is the backlog still a year out on those units, or do we need to get our foot in the door a little earlier? Maybe Chief Stone would, you're good? Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? There being none, the motion is by Commissioner O'Brien, second by Commissioner Fleischer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. We'll now move on to the MSTU. The proposed millage is 1.1506 and is a 12.31% above the rollback rate of 1.0245. The proposed budget is $34,416,707. Now open,
Mr. Chairman?
No, he moved on to
Before
the
we
next one.
go forward, we have
the millage.
dollar
My
amount.
apologies.
I'll be happy to do
Yes,
that.
make a motion, we'll make a motion to adopt the tentative budget of the general fund.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the tentative budget, proposed budget of $98,852,233.
Thank you. So the motion is by Commissioner Fleischer, second by Commissioner Zork. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you for that one, Commissioner. The MSTU is a proposed millage of 1.1506 and is 12.31% above the rollback rate of 1.0245. The proposed budget is $34,416,707. Open this for any comments from the public? There being none, and no proposed changes to the tentative millage rates, I'll be happy to get a motion to adopt the tentative millage.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the tentative millage of 1.1506, which is 12.31% above the rollback rate of 1.02545.
Second.
Got a motion from Commissioner Fleischer, second by Commissioner O'Brien. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0. Be happy to get a motion to adopt the tentative budget.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we adopt the tentative budget of $34,416,707.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner O'Brien, second by Commissioner Fleischer. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Passes 5-0. We'll now go on to the Transportation Fund. There is no millage for this fund. The proposed budget is $17,606,405. Anybody from the public care to comment on the Transportation Fund? There being none, and there are no changes proposed.
Chairman, motion, we approve the tentative budget of $17,616,405.
Second.
Motion to adopt the tentative budget by Commissioner O'Brien, second by Commissioner Adams. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Emergency Services District, the proposed millage is 2.3655 and is a 5.22% above the rollback rate of 2.2481. The proposed budget is $42,203,283. Is there anybody from the public who would like to comment on this? There being none and no proposed changes, be happy to have a motion to adopt the tentative millage.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Flesher,
Make a motion to adopt the tentative millage of 2.3655, and which is 5.22% above the rollback rate of 2.2481.
second by Commissioner Adams. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Be happy to entertain a motion to adopt the tentative budget.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, move to adopt the tentative budget of $42,203,283.
second.
Motion by Commissioner O'Brien, second by Commissioner Flesher. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Land acquisition bonds. This has a proposed millage of .2568. Here, the rollback rate does not apply, and the proposed budget amount is $4,551,103. Be happy to have any questions from the public. There being none and no proposed changes to the tentative budget,
Mr. Chairman, move to adopt the proposed millage of 0.2568.
Second.
we've got a motion by Commissioner O'Brien to approve or to adopt the millage, second by Commissioner Flesher. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, not opposed, all unanimous. Make a motion to adopt the tentative budget.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the tentative budget, which is in an amount of $4,551,103.
A motion by Commissioner Flesher to adopt, second by Commissioner Adams. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. We are now just going to read the aggregate millage. Nobody necessarily has this exact millage rate, but if you put them all together, this is what it comes out to. The proposed millage is 6.1192 and is 7.48% above the rollback rate of 5.6932. We will now move to the Indian River County Board of County Commissioners sitting as the Solid Waste Disposal District. And I will announce the 2019-2020 proposed charge and budget. We'll have a $75.56 per residential waste generation unit, which will come out to $120.90 per house, which is a 3.5% increase from the current year. There'll be $42 per commercial waste generation unit, a 3.7% increase from the current year. Readiness to use fee is $24.69, which is a 0.4% increase from the current year. The proposed budget is $16,237,578. Be happy to get any comments from the public on the Solid Waste Disposal District proposed budget. Anybody have any?
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes, sir.
So Jason, these are the original rates before we had voted to increase them for the mandatory collection, is that correct?
Right, so the $120.90 per house, we had added $51 to that, so what was on the trim notice was $170, $190, something like that. But we have lowered this back down to the $120.90, and so we will communicate that to the tax collector and property appraiser for addition on the tax bills.
Right, and I would just like to take a moment, I want to thank my fellow board members here for supporting that move to at least look at the concept of going to mandatory to help address the issue. So I thank you all for supporting that. I think I'm a little disappointed that we weren't able to work with our franchisee to get that done. But we'll see how things go in the future. But I did just want to thank the board for their support and consideration of that. I thought that was a big step by this board, and I'm disappointed we're having to step back, but we'll keep shooting at it.
I think we're all happy to support you on that, Commissioner, I think it was the right thing to do, and you were taking us down the right path, so.
And I do want to mention here, this is the one change in the dollar amount that we've had from the workshop is, as you know, we've been setting aside $500,000 a year for future landfill cell expansion. What we've done is we've reallocated that over to handle as basically a contingency where we can handle some of the recycling contamination issues. We don't know what that cost is going to be, but we've got that as a pot of money there that we can use if it's necessary. So just wanted to make that comment. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the non-ad valorem assessment rates of $75.56 per residential waste generation unit, $42 per commercial waste generation unit, and a readiness to use fee of $24.69.
Second.
We've got the motion from Commissioner O'Brien, second by Commissioner Flesher. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Passes 5-0. Now be happy to get a motion to adopt the tentative budget.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the tentative budget of $16,237,578.
Did I hear something from my left?
Your far left, yeah.
Far left.
Oh, Commissioner Zork,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much for that motion, and Commissioner Adams.
You're welcome. I'm just
second
teeing
was
up
well
this
done.
side for the next reading portion.
Yes, it's good. I think you woke up Commissioner Adams, so she'll be ready to read
I've
out
been
there.
timing her as she's been practicing the reading here.
Mr. Chairman, it took great restraint from the right to stand down and hold.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. You were just trying to get the work done. I understand how that works on the right. We have the motion from Commissioner Zork, seconded by Commissioner Adams. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Excellent. And now, I wasn't actually going to say this, but for many of us, this is the highlight of the budget hearing. We will now hear from the left as we announce the 2019-20 proposed charge for each non-ad valorem assessment. And I'm very happy to turn this portion of this evening's budget hearing over to Commissioner
You know,
Adams.
Mr. Chairman, this is kind of extra special because this will be the second to last time Commissioner Adams will do this.
Yes, it is, and you can blame that on me. I apologize. I mean,
Yes,
she,
Clearly pointing at you right now.
yes, she finally got up to snuff. And,
I know,
and-
just when we get them
And we're going to have to
trained.
train somebody else.
Mr. Chairman, also, I have prepared the glass of water for after the long speech here.
Well, now I can just,
Working myself up. Okay.
the sad part is, this is the closest she gets to a diatribe.
It
You know,
is. It really is. All right, hopefully I don't mess this up, but it is my pleasure to read the non-ad valorem assessment charges. For the MSBU's, we have East Gifford Stormwater MSBU, $10 per parcel acre. Vero Lake Estates MSBU, $50 per parcel acre. Oceanside Street Paving MSBU, $415 per lot. Street Lighting Districts, Gifford, $23 per parcel acre. Laurelwood, $36 per parcel acre. Rock Ridge, $7 per parcel acre. Vero Highlands, $36 per parcel acre. Porpoise Point, $10 per I can't even get through it. Porpoise Point, $10 per parcel acre. Good thing I have another year of this. Laurel Court, $39 per parcel acre. Tierra Linda, $39 per parcel acre. Vero Shores, $24 per parcel acre. Exora Park, $20 per parcel acre. Royal Poinciana, $39 per parcel acre. Roseland, $1 per parcel acre. Whispering Pines, $16 per parcel acre. Moorings, $9 per parcel acre. Walker's Glen, $20 per parcel acre. Glendale Lakes, $40 per parcel acre. Floralton Beach, $46 per parcel acre. West Wabasso, $21 per parcel acre. Oceanside, $51 per lot. And Oslo Park, $15.68 per lot.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Adams.
Thank you.
I'll now ask if there are any comments for the public on the non-ad valorem assessment for the districts. Any comments on any district? There being
Chairman,
none,
make a motion to adopt the tentative charges as read by Commissioner Adams.
Commissioner O'Brien makes the motion, Commissioner Flesher seconded. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 5-0. We will now move to the non-ad valorem dollar budgets. I'll read out the budgets for 2019-2020. We have a special revenue funds, the budget for which is $24,573,800. We have an other debt service fund. The budget for that is $500,000. We have a capital projects budget of $32,360,215. We have enterprise funds budgets for $59,186,000 and $59,186,086. Internal service funds of $37,227,725. And you'd be happy to know, especially the utility enterprise funds where the utility is, that we turned back the recommendations to cut that budget by 20% at the last minute. I will now open it up to the public. Again, anybody from the public wish to speak on this? Welcome. Name and address for the record, please.
Linda Masterson, 106 Blue Heron Way, Sebastian. In looking through the budget under your beach restoration fund, looks like we were able to get the benefit of finally putting Matthew behind us, but with Dorian, I understand that, I don't live at the beach, so it doesn't affect me personally. But I'm just curious that I heard some reports that it was going to cost upwards of $27 million to restore the beaches along the Treasure Coast. Now, that's including a lot more area than us. But is there any contingencies, I don't see any in here, to work with the beach restoration after Dorian and the impact on the beaches?
I'll be
Thank
happy
you.
to let the county administrator answer that question.
Yes, we did experience some beach erosion from Dorian. Our estimate, it's a preliminary estimate, is about $7 million in Indian River County. We are pursuing FEMA reimbursement for that. Don't know if we're going to get it yet, but we are working with other counties in the state to try and see if we can be eligible for FEMA reimbursement for some of those losses. We are moving forward with a project, actually Sector 5, which is basically from the southern end of Indian River Shores through a significant portion of the city of Vero. We will actually be bringing an item before the board for an award of a bid for that project for about $4 million and change. But what we're planning to do is increase the quantities of sand based on the losses from Dorian and do a change order to that contract because that thing's already underway and we have a limited season. As the board knows, we can only do beach projects between November and April because of the sea turtle nesting season, and we will pursue funding for that from FEMA and other sources, and we will do the same on our other beaches, which we're hoping to, the critically eroded areas, we're hoping to move forward with another project on those next year. So we're planning on that, and going after FEMA funding. We're not certain we'll get it, but we're making efforts to do that. But we're going to go ahead on the project that we're planning to start in November and add those quantities to that. If we have to do that with local dollars in the interim, we'll do that, but we'll pursue those FEMA dollars. But we are working on that.
Any other questions from the public? If not, be happy to hear a motion to adopt the tentative budgets as read.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the budget for the special revenue funds of $24,573,800. The other debt services fund for $500,000. Capital projects for $32,360,215. The enterprise funds for $59,186,086. And the internal service funds for $37,227,725.
Motion by Commissioner Fleischer, second by Commissioner Adams. Any other comments? All in favor? Aye. Passes 5-0. That's all the categories we have, but I will ask if there's... Yes.
About a bridge?
I will ask if there's anybody from the public who has any last questions on any part of the budget. There being none, yes, that is the end, sorry. But I would like to announce the time and place of the final budget hearing. The final budget hearing will be held at 5:01 p.m. on Wednesday, September 18th, 2019, at the County Administration Building A, Commission Chambers at 1801 27th Street, Vero Beach, Florida. Thank you all for coming, and this meeting is adjourned.
Wow, it was fun. That water tasted horrible, though, didn't it?
Nice, lighthouse.